Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Simply Precious. So for today's video I'm going to be doing a full glam makeup. It's going to be beginners friendly and perfect for upgrade. If you're looking to upgrade your makeup skill, this is a perfect video for you. So when I'm doing my makeup, I like to start with shaving my brows. I take out the excess on the lower part of my brows. That's how I do, just to define my brows. And then after shaving my brows, I go in to clean my face with my wipes and my micellar water. This just helps to take away any dirt on the face, on my face. Just clean it and all that, and yeah. So after cleaning my face, the next step is to spray. So for this particular spray is a setting spray, but it's super hydrating, so I just decided, I do that sometimes, I decided to spray it first before going in with my moisturizer. After spraying it, I just let it dry. This is just me dabbing it into my skin and then going with my moisturizer. This is a very good moisturizer for makeup. I just use it on my face first before using my other moisturizer. So for the second moisturizer is a moisture bomb. It's a very good moisturizer for makeup. It gives your, helps to prepare your face for foundation and other things that is going to be on your face. So this moisturizer is very good for makeup. It's from Miss Smithy's. After moisturizing my face, I use this particular moisturizer for my under eyes. It helps to make sure that my under eyes is properly hydrated. This helps to prevent crease on my under eye when I'm setting my face and all that. So after that, my face is ready, I go in with my foundation. So for my foundation, this is from V Beauty. Is my skin shade, so there's no need for me to mix it. If it wasn't exactly my shade, I have to mix with another shade just to get my perfect shade, but this is a very good shade for me, so there was no need to mix it. And then I use my flat brush to blend it on my skin. So I like to blend with flat brush most times because it's easier to blend and then distribute it without taking all the products away from my face, compared to when I'm using my beauty blender to blend. So after blending my foundation, I'll go in with my concealer. So I do my concealer first for this particular video before doing my contour and my blush. So I just put on my concealer on the place I need to have lightness. I need that place to be brighter, so that's why I apply concealer on that area, and then I blend it in with my beauty blender. When I'm blending, I blend cautiously, so I don't spread out the product on the rest of my face. So I blend I blend intentional, so I just blend from the outside to the inside. I don't know how to put that so you get it, but I just make sure I'm not spreading the product on the rest of my face. Yeah, so I blend the outer part first before blending in the inner part, because I have more product on my on the inner part of my eyes, so I blend the one on the outer part so the product does not spread all the way to the outer part. So this helps to keep the product on the place I want it to be. So yeah, that's how I blend my concealer. After blending in my concealer, making sure that it's properly blended, no harsh lines, because that's like very important, because when there is harsh lines, it's going to show at the end of the makeup. After blending in my foundation, I go in with my concealer. So I'm using a dark concealer from ZKL. I'm using it to do my contour, so I just use it and then use my brush for contour to blend it on the place I applied it. So I blend it, when you blend, you have to be cautious so it doesn't spread on the other part of the face. That's a very important skill in makeup. So after applying my concealer for contour, I use my blush. So this blush is from Tila. Is a very, like, I like their the colors they have. I applied my blush on my cheeks, the high part of my, so but I like to use my blush just touch up on my face. Just, it doesn't add much color, just a little bit of color, very little faint color to some part of my face. You could see where I touched my blush brush on my face. So I go in to set my face. Before I set my face, I like to go back in to blend before setting, just to blend in case there is a crease. I blend it before putting my setting powder, my loose powder there. So it helps to give my under eye smooth finish. So I do the same for my second eye before going in to set with my compact powder. So why it is very important to set with a loose powder is that compact powder is more heavier, so loose powder is lighter. So I use it to set those places that I know that I don't want them to look heavy and all that. So I just use it to set, and then use my compact powder to set when you set with compact powder on the lower part of the eye, it's not going to set properly compared to using your loose powder. So that's one of the reasons. And then you can use your compact powder to set the other part of the face. So giving it a very fine finish. So after setting my face, I go in with my contour. So for this look, I'm doing a powder contour, which is, I think powder contour is my favorite. So before that I use my beauty blender that I use to set my face. I use it to dab on my cheeks. So I don't take more products when I'm doing that. Just, I don't want a lot of products. I don't want to use powder to cover my blush. I don't want my blush looking very, very, very how will I say it? I don't want it looking very shiny. So I use my beauty blender to just dab it, then set it a little bit before doing my nose contour. So my nose contour is actually very easy when I'm using my powder. So I just use a perfect brush for it, and then you could see how I did it. After doing my nose contour, I highlight my face first before putting my baking powder. So this highlight helps to leave color on my under eyes when I dust off my baking powder. So that's the purpose of the highlighting, and then helps to define the nose more. So I applied my baking powder. It was looking too much, so I just dust a bit of it off, and then I set my under eye and my brows. So because it's wet, there's foundation on it, so before I do my brows, I set it first, then use my spoolie to brush out the powder, excess powder and foundation that is on it before drawing my brows. And then I had to use my hand puff, just so my hand is not sitting on my face. So it's the puff that is sitting on my face, so I don't touch my face with my hand. And then I go in with my black pencil. So I make sure my black pencil is very sharp before using it to draw my brows. So I have my strokes light and then mint. So my brows is actually one of my favorite part of makeup, because I don't like doing my brows. I don't like my brows looking very dramatic and all that. I like my brows looking as simple as. And then one thing about brows is that your brows they're not identical twins, they're just sisters. So they must never look exactly the same, as long as they're looking very similar. That's all that matters. We don't have to stress to look. They don't have to look so serious. Just it should look very similar to each other, and then you're good. So that's how I do my brows. So I had to bring it closer so you see how I do my brows properly. You can pause this video and then practice it's actually not hard, it's easier. Practice on the brows. And then if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Okay, so I highlight my brows after drawing it. Yeah, so I just go over and over the whole process, highlighting, and then just to make sure that they are looking very similar to each other. If I notice that one side is looking quite different, I go back in trying to fix all that. And then for the upper part, I don't like highlighting the upper part of my brows, but for this particular one, the only reason I'm doing this is because this part that I'm touching looks higher than this other part, so I had to reduce the upper part so it does not look too high, while the other brows is not very much high as much as the other one looks. So that's just the whole process of my brows. And then after doing my brows, I go in with my eyeshadow. But before going in with my eyeshadow, I go back in to make sure that the line on my brows the outline is straight. And then before going in with my brow gel, so I use my brow gel to align my hair, to arrange the hairs of my brows so it stays exactly where I want it to stay. You can see the difference between when I use it and before I applied it on the other eyes. So that's the purpose of the brow gel. And then I go in with my eyeshadow. So I'm using my concealer as my eyeshadow base. The reason I'm using concealer as my eyeshadow base, I use it most times, but the reason is that concealer is more lighter, so sometimes I use concealer, so it helps me to blend faster and easier, and then it helps to reduce the how intense the eyeshadow looks. If you use your concealer as eyeshadow base, your eyeshadow will look softer than when you use your eyeshadow primer. And then I go in with my eyeshadow. So I'm trying to create a yellow brown kind of eye look, but then I was not sure of how it's going to come out, or how I want it to come out. So I go in first with my yellow eyeshadow. On a norms, most people would have preferred to go in with their dark eyeshadow first on the edge and then apply the yellow at the part. But when I'm trying to create, I don't really care about the steps I'm going, as long as the end result is what I'm looking at. So you can see the way I'm doing it. And then when I'm doing my eyeshadow, once I see that I'm having harsh lines, I use a brush that does not really have a product on it, and then blend the edges so it's soft and there's no harsh lines. Because one thing about eyeshadow is your blending how you blend, because you don't want to do your eyeshadow and have your eyeshadow looking like you plastered it all over your eyes. So you have to be careful and blend properly, and then you're just going to have your eyeshadow come out properly. It does not matter how many times you have to go over it, just the end result is what matters. So that's how I do my eyeshadow anyways. And then so this is me trying to use my concealer brush, the one I used to apply the base, to just blend the edges so I reduce the harsh lines, or blend the harsh lines. So after doing my eyeshadow after doing my upper eyeshadow, I will use the same dark eyeshadow for my lower eyes eyeshadow, because I like smoky eyes a lot. Like, they're my favorites, especially brown. I don't really like black a lot, but brown at the edge of my eyes is like my go anytime. So I use the same eyeshadow to do the same align my lower eyes. This is me just trying to make sure the edges is dark enough, so that's why I'm going back in with a darker eyeshadow to apply on the edges, the outer part of my eyes, and then go in to do my inner line, my lower eyes. you can see I'm going over it again and again just to make sure there's no harsh lines, and then it looks neat and fine before going in to do my lower eyes eyeshadow. So I'm using the same dark eyeshadow for my lower eyes, and then you can see how pretty it looks. And then I wanted to do, like, I wanted my eyes to have more like more drama, so I used my concealer to create a line effect on the outer part. So this just makes my eyes look more dramatic. And then yeah, so, and then go over it again, you can see how pretty it's coming out. So you can always play around with your eyeshadow. It's not a rule, like, just play around it, whatever comes to your mind. What you should focus on more is making sure that it looks neat and look fine. So eyeshadow is not there's no rule for eyeshadow. So you can see how pretty that eyeshadow is looking. So that's just it about eyeshadow. There's no much thing about. The only thing you should be worried about in your eyeshadow is learning how to blend properly. That's just the major thing about eyeshadow. Once you are good with blending, and then know how to match colors, know which color goes for which, and this color is okay for this, then you are good. And then I go in with a brighter eyeshadow just for the inner part of my eyes. So the effect is going to come out more when I dust off my baking powder. And then I go back in with my yellow eyeshadow, just going back and forth, just so I have my eyes looking as pretty as I want it to look. And then, so that's it for my eyeshadow. Okay, so for the next step, I'm just going to do my mascara. So I was going to do my eyeliner, but I realized that it might stain my contact lens, so I had to use my mascara to do my darken my eyelashes. So after doing my mascara, I had to use it for my lower eyes lashes too. Even though I don't have a lot of lower eyes lashes, but I like the effect it gives. So I had to do my lower eyes lashes. So when you're doing your lashes, if there's a stain on your eyes, there's no need to be stressing about it. Just continue your makeup, allow it to dry, because if you try to scrape it when it's not dry, it's going to mess up your makeup. So just let it dry. You can now brush it off with your spoolie, and then yeah. Now when my makeup is almost ready, the next step is for me to do my lips. So I don't really have to finish my makeup before doing my lips, so I'm just going to do my lips. I will using my lip liner, line my lips first, and then go in with the second lipstick. So I was going to overline my lips on one part of my lips and do like normal lining on the other part. So I show you the effect of overlining your lips and how it lifts your makeup, how it makes your makeup look nicer. So you can see the difference between the two sides of my lips. The other part is overlined, and it looks looks nicer, it looks finer to me. So some people, they don't like, I have clients that they don't like overlining their lips at all, which is totally fine, but I like to overline mine. And then I have people that would never go without overlining their lips. So you can just check out the difference on your face and then find out what works for you. This is just me trying to show you how the difference between overlining and normal on the same video. So I had to go back in to overline the other part because that's my favorite. That's what I would always go for, and then try to lighten the lips color because it was a bit, I was going for a lighter lip anyway, so I was just trying to mix my lipstick. Yeah, so and then going with my gloss. So I'm using a clear gloss for the top that has liner, and then I'll use like a pink tone gloss for my inner part of my lips, and then my lips is good. You can see how cute my lips looks, and yeah. So and then if I'll fix my lashes. So fixing my lashes, I like to apply my glue directly on my eyes. It's actually a very soft glue, so it's not a harsh glue that will harm your eyes. So that's why I use it directly on my eyes. So I just put it on where I want my lashes to be. So this is actually very good process if you're fixing your lashes yourself, because most times if you put the glue on the lashes, you now pick the lashes and start looking for where to put it on your eyes, so that then the glue will be spreading on your eyes, like touching your eyeshadow. But if you put your glue first on your lash line, so you're just going to pick your lashes, stick it on where you already put the glue, which is a very sweet and easy process for me. So and then once I stick it, I'll just try to use my hand to press it, and then try to be sure that it's sitting properly. And then you can see how nice it's coming out and how beautiful my makeup looks. Guys, I hope you've subscribed to my channel at this point. You're just going to learn a lot of makeup process from me, and steps and tips anyways. So this is me just trying to make sure that it's sitting properly, and then dust off my baking powder. So dusting off my baking powder, this is why I used highlighting, using my compact powder to highlight my face. So you can see after dusting off my baking powder, my face still looks, there's still color on my lower eyes, so that's why I baked that time. So after dusting my powder off, I spray. So my lashes was not sticking properly at the inner part of my eye, so I was just trying to make sure it sits properly. I had to go over again, use a glue to put on the tip, just so I'm sure it's sitting properly. So ignore the color that is from the glue. So it dries. Once it's dry, it's going to go away. Then I spray. This is my favorite fixing spray from Ezekiel. So it helps to, you can see how it brings my makeup, everything together. So it just melts everything to your face. And then before that, I use my I like to use different spray. So this is from Kiss Beauty. It's a setting spray. It helps to set my face too, and then helps my makeup to last longer. Yeah, so you can see I let it to dry before going in with my highlights. You can see how I'm highlighting my face. I'm putting the highlight on the bronzer on the highest part of my cheeks. So, and I liked the brush I was using was a bit dense, so I had to use a lighter brush so it could blend easier or softer. So that's why. And then I use the denser brush to highlight my nose. So I just go over like different steps, and then I don't like anything on my face looking plastered. So anything that I would do, I'll just have to avoid having my face look plastered. So that's just it. And then my makeup is ready, guys. My makeup is ready. This is just a different highlight, but it has orange tone. So I'm just trying to use it to just add color to my highlight. So even though my bronzer is bronzing, but it should have color to it, so it's not just sitting there shining on my face. and then I'll use my blush brush to go over or apply more blush to my face, and then you can see how cute this makeup looks, guys. I'm sure you must have learned a lot from me in this makeup. So this last step is just me using powder to highlight my under eyes. So like this, the last step of my makeup. This yeah, once I highlight my makeup, once I highlight it, I'm done. This is just finishing touches, touching, or whatever it is called. So the makeup is ready, and you can see how cute this makeup looks. I hope you've subscribed to my channel, guys, and then turn on your notification button so you don't miss out on my video. And then see you guys in my next video. I hope this helps, so you learn a lot from this video. You can see how nice this makeup comes out from the beginning to the end. See you guys in my next video. Bye.